השואבה לא ראה שמחה בימיו. שמחת בית השואבה לבית המקדש was the ultimate simcha. It put all other smachot to shame. They asked none other than the Gaon Mivilna. They asked the Gra, Rabbeinu Eliyahu, who was unparalleled in his understanding of Torah for hundreds of years. They asked the Gaon Mivilna, what is the most difficult mitzvah in all the 613 mitzvot? And the Gaon said, the hardest mitzvah is the mitzvah of simcha b'chag. Because for 7 straight days a person has the obligation to be mesameach b'simcha. And even though he said it was difficult, for 7 days the Talmidei Agra write that for 7 days the Gaon's face was shining from simcha. The unusual level of simcha that he had. This is on top of the usual mitzvah. And that's really one of the ideas of why we have simcha b'et shoeva. It's because we as Torah Jews have an obligation really to always be b'simcha. It's not a Hasidic idea, it's not a Musar idea. Torah says in Sefer Devarim, it says v'samachta b'chol hatov. You should be happy with all the good that you have. There's a mitzvah at all times. On Simchat Torah and Sukkot we have an additional mitzvah. But we as Jews have a mitzvah to be mesameach at all times. At the end of his life, a relative, a grandchild of Rabbi Avigdor Miller Zecher Tzadik V'Kadosh Livracha, was asked to make teshuvah, and the grandchild asked Rav Miller, he said, Zayda, what Kabbalah should I have as a zechut for the Yom Hadin? What should I take upon myself as a merit to be judged favorably by Kadosh Baruch Hu b'Sefer HaChaim? And Rav Miller, at the end of his life, and he responded with one word. He told his grandson, smile. And the grandson maybe thought that Rav Miller didn't understand, perhaps didn't hear at the end of his life. So he repeated the question, this time loudly in Rav Miller's ear. And again, Rav Miller looked at him in a way that only Rav Avigdor Miller could look at somebody. And he looked at him and he said, smile. And again, the grandchild didn't understand how this could possibly be the zechut for the Yom Hadin. And Rav Miller pushed himself and he says, let me explain to you. Aseret Teshuvah, Kadosh Baruch Hu is like a manager of a company. And he's thinking, who is going to renew the contract for the next year? Anybody who is an asset, a resource for the company, so Kadosh Baruch Hu is going to sign him up again. But if a person is just taking a salary and he's not giving back to the company, that person is fired. You don't get to work for the company anymore. Says Rav Miller to his grandson, you are a Ben Torah. You have the zechut to study in yeshiva, to study halachot, to study Gemara Torah shebe'al peh. You are working for HaKadosh Baruch Hu at every moment. You have to go around with a smile, with a pleasant attitude, with a positive personality. Because you are representing HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And if you don't look happy and satisfied and fulfilled, then what does that say about the company that you work for? You must not be happy working for this company. If you want to have a zechut for the Yom Hadin, you have to be smiling, you have to be happy. But as we all know, Kemayim panim el panim, it has to be sincere, otherwise we're not going to fool anybody. A Yid has to be happy with his Avodat Hashem. A group of people got together with the great, heroic Rav Nosson Finkel Zecher Tzadik Kadosh Livracha Rashiv of Mir, a man with advanced stage Parkinson's, with a budget of dozens of millions of dollars a year to support thousands of Bnei Torah. An enormous responsibility. And he had 65 chavrutot every single week. Anyone who he noticed studying without a chavrutah, he would somehow focus in on them and see thousands of students. And he would invite them to come learn with him privately, the greatest kavod there could be. But because of his Parkinson's, a group of people had the chutzpah to ask Rav Nosson Tzvi. They said, Rabbeinu, how does a person serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu through suffering? They thought that he was the person to ask this question, advanced stage Parkinson's. And he said, how do you serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu through suffering? And Rav Nosson Tzvi paused and he said, I don't serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu through suffering. I serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu with happiness, with simcha. We have to emulate Rav Nosson Tzvi. And that's why we take this opportunity, Simchat Beit HaShoeva, Chag HaSukkot, Zman Simchatenu, to remind us of that idea, that a Jew serves HaKadosh Baruch Hu b'simcha. We're not living in a fantasy. Life has ups and downs and challenges. HaKadosh Baruch Hu expects us to grow through those challenges. But our effort is constantly to strive to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu b'simcha. And one final idea to explain why this is such an awesome opportunity for a unity event amongst the Sephardic Kehilot. The Ba'alei Musar and the Sifrei Chasidut all say, if a person wants to be happy, you focus on other people. The more that a person is focused and fixated only on himself, there's a direct relationship between how happy you will be and how sad you will be and how much you focus on yourself. The more we fixate on ourselves, the less happy we're going to be. But when we live a life which is giving to others, that is a recipe for happiness. And that's why the Torah says, VAHAYITA SAMEACH. The only way to be happy is when we come together as a group. When we come together and we think about others. The chance to mechazek minyanim. A person could say, look, I could pray here, I could pray there, I could pray with Ashkenazim, I could pray the half-hour minyan. But what's going to be with the minyanim in town that are struggling? If you're not going to do it for yourself, do it for somebody else. Do it for the minyanim in town that need help. Show the solidarity. Come together. There are numerous minyanim. We can all use support. VAHAYITA SAMEACH. When a person wants to be happy, he has to focus on other people. B'ezrat Hashem, we should take these ideas, the idea of the simcha of Chag Sukkot, VAHAYITA SAMEACH, to focus on other people. In that way, we're going to go and bring the orot of simcha, which are here right now in Chag Sukkot, and really nourish, live off of those orot of simcha for the entire year. Din simcha. Shana Tova Mubarechet for us, for our families, for all the Kehilot, for the general Kehillah, for all Am Yisrael. Amen.